First of all, Chris, how are you recovering from your injury so far?
It's going okay. It's a frustratingly long process. It's sort of, I think beforehand I didn't realise how tough it was going to be and how sort of non-linear the recovery was going to be. So day to day it can be good and then it can be bad. But overall, month to month, it's definitely getting better, and I'm starting to get back on a squash court now, which is something I've really missed, and hoping that the next stage of the recovery is going to go smoothly.
How frustrating is it for you as well to kind of suffer such a long-term injury like that at a time when you were really kind of climbing up the world rankings? How more frustrating does that make it?
Yeah, it was really frustrating. I felt like the last year had gone really well, and I felt at the time like I was really playing well. I'd got back to my equal highest in the world rankings, and I had quite a busy schedule planned for the start of 2017, and then I'd sort of, with the hip, it had been niggling for a while, but I didn't really I didn't think it was much more than a niggle, and I didn't maybe realise the severity of the injury. And then once I got a scan and realised what was going on in there, it was it was time to get it sorted out. And this it's part of sport, and I think when I look back, it was frustrating, but at the same time I'd had probably 6 years of being relatively injury free, so I'm glad that I managed to get those 6 years, and hopefully I can get another few.
Do you think it sort of makes you stronger as a player and an athlete to kind of go through setbacks like that and then come back stronger?
I think that remains to be seen in my sport. I hope so. I think as a person I've learnt quite a lot, and it's given me a lot of time to review my squash and what I do on a daily basis, and how I can be most productive. But in terms of as a player, I hope that those things that I have learned and the time off will give me the extra desire, hopefully, and hunger when I get back on court.
Have you set yourself any targets in terms of your world ranking for when you do come back and play on court?
I think I'm trying not to. I'm more setting myself goals for when I want to be back on court, competing on tour, and rather than thinking ranking-wise, thinking more about when I want to be competitive at the level, the level that I was at. It's very difficult with the ranking because even if I come back and I'm playing great squash, I'm not going to have a full complement of tournaments throughout the year, because there will be this 9-month period of no tournaments. So as always, if you play good squash, eventually the ranking will come.
Are you back kind of doing some training now then, and have you is there any date kind of set for when you expect to be back?
I'm doing training. I mean, there's been a lot of rehab. I've been doing sort of fitness work like bike and swimming for quite a while. In terms of loading the hip, I'm starting to get there. I've been doing some solo practice, and I'm looking to be on court doing some routines within the next week or so. It's the middle of the summer, so that's given me a bit of leeway, hopefully, in terms of the speed of the progression for now. But at the moment, my goal is to be back in September and to play opening the season in Nantes in France.